this video, we're going to learn about search engines and searching more effectively on the World Wide Web. So we'll take a look at some of the most popular search engines that are out there. And then we're also going to see some resources which can help us become more effective searchers on the World Wide Web to find what we're looking for more effectively. Finally, we're going to look at evaluating search results, so making sure that whatever source we got the search results from, that it's a good source and a valid source, because you just can't believe everything and anything that you find on the internet and the World Wide Web. And then last, we'll look at citing sources and how to avoid plagiarism, and Turnitin.com. So those are the things we are going to look at. And since I'm going to also talk about that, I'm going to make it yellow. Those are the ones we're looking at. So there are really, three search engines out there. There's Google, which rules. There's Bing, which sucks and steals from Google. And then there's Yahoo, which also sucks. And, by suck, I mean it's not as great as Google. But Google is really the best search engine that's out there. And true story, Bing was stealing its results from Google. So instead of having their own search engine, a couple of years ago, they would just take whatever you typed in here and give you what Google would have given you. And if you search for that at Google News, at Google News, you'll find Bing steals from Google. You'll find the articles from back in 2011 where it was reported that Bing was stealing its results from Google. And then just recently, if you look in the news for Bing, right, here's Bing, look in the news for Bing, it looks like Microsoft has been making claims about a study, which when that study was replicated, their claims were seriously outlandish. And the professor who replicated the study said that we think Google has a colorable, I'm not sure what that word is, deceptive advertising claim against Microsoft. So Microsoft had deceptive advertising. But in some ways, Google would like to have Bing around because Google has so much market share. So if we search for search engine, this is something else I want to show you, market share. Search engine market share, and just look at search engine market share, we could see, right, just let's look at 2013 actually. That's going to be the best results. 2013, right? Google has 72% of the market, Yahoo 8%, Bing 7%, Ask AOL, other, right? So Google really dominates this market, and there's a reason for that. They do search more effectively, and you'll get better results from them. And they are the industry leader. They're the industry leader. So, but they want to have these other people here. They want to have that, because if they don't have that, then other companies could lobby the government, or ask the government to what do they call it, antitrust cases, right? Because they would be a monopoly, and so the government might need to come in and break them up from being a monopoly. And so it's good for Google actually to have these other crappier ones here, because it prevents them from having the government break them up because they're a monopoly under antitrust laws. Antitrust law defined. Right? Antitrust legislation, law intended to promote free competition in the marketplace by outlawing monopolies. So if they were a monopoly in the search market, that would be unfortunate for them. So it's good that these other ones are here. So we have Google, which is the best. We have Bing, which steals, or in the past stole from Google, and which also has been, they do some kind of sketchy marketing stuff, right? Like fabricating or having studies, which when the study is redone, the same results don't come out. And then Yahoo, which is basically fun to look at sometimes because of these things right here, but don't really, how to live cell phone free except for one thing. Happy to live, that's me. I live cell phone free. All right, so that's those are the different search results. How do you learn to search more effectively? So not everybody knows this, but let's say I have an image on my desktop, like maybe drop the image there. There we go. So I just dropped an image file right there. And now it's searching for that image. And so here's the image I dropped in there, right? And then it found visually similar other images. Just kind of interesting. right? And when you search for images, right? So we can look at the visually similar other images to the one I dropped. It's kind of interesting, similar colors. And then here's the image that I dropped in there. And when you search for images, right, you could do all kinds of interesting things. Like let's just search for Bob Dylan. So and then I could say, oh, I want to find images similar to that, right? Right. So when I was there, I clicked search by image right here, and it brought up visually similar images, and I could look at all those, and I have visually similar images. Like pretty amazing. So those are just some of the things you could do with searching. And there's a lot of amazing things you could do with searching. And if you come to www.powersearchingwithgoogle.com, you can take these short courses on how to be a more effective searcher with Google. So there's the beginning course, and then there's the advanced course. And if you go through all of this, you will really have some pretty amazing skills at using Google more effectively. So that's power searching with Google. That's a little bit about search engines. You have to make sure that when you get search results, you need to make sure that they are valid results, right? So anybody can print anything. Anybody can put anything online. So you want to make sure if you're using a source that's a legitimate source, right? The source is legitimate, that it's current, that the author is legitimate, and then also check to make sure that information is collaborated elsewhere. So if I went to Google and typed in aliens have landed, right? Aliens have landed. I might find a site that's telling me aliens have landed. Here's a video about it, right? But if I type in aliens have landed and then go here and do, like I want to just do nyt.com, I can do advanced search at Google, advanced search. There we go, advanced search. Google advanced search. There we go. And I could search for aliens have landed. And I could go to, I just want to do it for one website, worldwideweb.nytimes.com. Is that it? nytimes.com. So advanced search, there we go. And here we go, aliens have landed site, nytimes.com. So that's how you put it in there. And hey, what do you know? There is something. New York Times, aliens have landed, heads will roll. So if I wanted to check to see if aliens have landed, this is a better source to look at. So I might want to do that. And I could also use this nifty little thing where I'm just searching that one site. And I got there by going to Google and just typing in advanced search, right? You can remember those criteria, like this criteria, all on its own. Hey, where did it go? It took it out. You can remember this criteria all on its own where you put in site and all that stuff. You could just type that in, or you could do the thing where you just say go to advanced search, right? And then advanced search gives you this area where it will do the advanced search for you. So you want to make sure you have a good source, and then you want to evaluate your search results, and you could use searching by site to do that. And Google Advanced Search is a really cool thing to use. And then the last thing you want to know is that whenever you're writing a paper or citing, using resources and sending information out to people, you need to cite your sources. And we already talked about this when we were talking about writing a really cool paper. But you want to avoid plagiarism, so make sure you cite your sources. Because when you're writing papers for school, professors use this website called turnitin.com. Turnitin.com. So turnitin.com, the effectiveness of Turnitin. Right? But this is a place where we as teachers can turn in papers, and it'll tell us, right, if citation is needed, if this came from another source. So that's turnitin.com. It helps teachers know if you are using people's information and if you've cited it. So you always want to make sure you cite your sources. All right, that's a little bit about searching on the web, how to search a little bit more effectively, some resources to help you learn how to do that. Plus, you got a few tips like doing the image search and searching for similar images and using advanced search. And you always want to evaluate your sources when you have searched for something, and then you always want to cite your sources when you use information that you found elsewhere that you didn't create yourself. That's a little bit about searching.